How's it going, guys? Preston or Citizen Response. Going to the video coming to you guys today answering the question, if I can't hit a target at 25 yards, should I even carry a gun at all? The question, should I carry a gun if I can't hit it 25 yards, was a real question posed to me by somebody that I was training, doing some private coaching one-on-one with. This is just a prop, guys. This is a P365X with a competent dot. Maybe you carry something a little bit like this, maybe not. The point is, he got kind of discouraged because we went back to the 25-yard line. Miss. It happens. If you haven't trained enough, you haven't trained at that distance, it's a very humbling place to shoot. It's always a humbling place to shoot, even if you continue to shrink your metrics. That said, he got kind of discouraged and thought, man, should I even be carrying a gun if I can't hit it this distance? And that sparked a further conversation, which I thought was good enough to share on YouTube and maybe get you thinking as well. If you're carrying a gun, you're newer to shooting, I can't hit it 25 yards, should I even carry a gun at all? That comes down to one of two things. There are two scenarios in my mind that we as gun owners carry a gun for. One is the personal attack, the attack that is, the robber, the mugger, somebody who's getting real up close and personal, trying to take something from you. And two is the indiscriminate attack, the mass shooter. You may not be directly the target that he had in mind, but you nonetheless are a target. So that comes down to two different types of scenarios that I can think of for why someone might carry one of these. If you're only concerned about option one, you're only concerned about that mugger, that bad guy that's gonna get real up close and personal, that changes how you train. If you know you're not gonna try and engage an active shooter or something out at distance, you can get away with not being as good at shooting at 25 yards. I personally don't feel comfortable doing that. I want to be the best that I can, but I also recognize that not everybody has the same goals. Not everybody has the same aspirations when it comes to their skill level in time, money, availability, that kind of thing. So man, if you know I can get this gun out of this holster safe, quick, I can come up, bang, bang, put 2 shots at 7 yards every single time. It would be kind of a shame if you didn't carry a gun when you know that you have that requisite level of skill to where you could do something to protect yourself or your family. And you got discouraged because, man, that 15-yard 6-inch circle, man, that thing is eating my lunch. Or that A zone at 25 yards is just, I can't seem to hit it. You know what? That's something you can train up to. But it's a question you got to answer for yourself. Now, if you're in that 2 camp, you want to be prepared for the up close, the robber, the mugger, but you also want to be prepared for the active shooter. You may have to take a shot at 15, 20, 30, hopefully not even 40 yards, but we've seen it. It's happened. That's a totally different ball game, right? If you're like, no, I want to be prepared for that, then your training has to go up to a much higher level, much higher level, because now you're talking about slinging rounds in the public, and you got to be 100% confident where you're going to hit, where those shots are going to land. So here would be my prompt to you. If you're in that camp of number 2, that I want to be prepared that if there's an active shooter, that I can engage and stop that before police arrive in a safe manner, you need to be training to a very high level. And a drill that I would recommend, now I'm not all about drills, I like competitive, I like the fun, the run, gun, speed shooting, that's awesome, I love it. But this is for people that are not into that. This is for people that want to carry a gun, they want to get good with it, be prepared to engage. Maybe you're on a church security team and you may have to take a pretty decent level shot. Here's what you're going to do to figure out your max engagement distance, which is something that you should do. You need to figure out, where can I not stack those rounds anymore? And I wouldn't use a C zone target as your metric. I would use an A zone, so an 8-inch circle IDPA or USPSA, or smaller, preferably smaller, but one of those, and you can come up, bang, 1 or 2 shots, bang, bang. And you're going to start at the 5-yard line and go back for 5 yards. This is totally cold, completely cold. You're going to do this and you're going to see, where do I fail? Where's my failure point? Let's say your failure point is 15 yards. At 15 yards, bang, bang, you're throwing shots out. My max engagement distance is 12 yards, because you're going to take 70% of where you were when you were cold, and that's what you should probably expect to be able to perform. So let's say 20 yards. Your max engagement distance is going to be 15, 16, 17 yards, give or take. 25 yards, 30 yards. Just keep going back, try it for yourself. The point is, do things that are uncomfortable. If you're used to going to the range and every time you go to the range, you shoot at the same little circles at 3 yards, I think you might be lying to yourself. Take that target far back. because it looks really far at the range, but out in the real world, may not register just how far it is. And you need to know, nope, when I see that target at that distance, that is not something that I feel comfortable pulling the trigger on. It's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Is this something that you train? Do you train pushing to that failure distance? Are you comfortable that, nope, I'm only gonna do something if it's up close personal to me? That's totally cool. You do you. But I'm all about pushing higher levels of accountability, higher levels of training standards, speed, accuracy, everything. That's just what I like to do. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching the video. Get out there, train hard, stay safe.